Hello, hello, and welcome back to Tennis Ace. We're just gonna... We're still at the volleyball game, right? Yeah, it's good. He gets in position for a jump serve. I remember that guy from last year. His serves were a pain in the ass then too. Yeah, I recognize that deer. He was the only one in Shirayama that could match Suichi's serves. But then again, considering how much of an upgrade Shuichi has gone through, I really don't think this guy could keep up in that area. He tosses the ball into the air and jumps after it. The ball hits. The hit ball goes much slower than expected, swerving erratically in the air. I faintly hear one of the players barking an order and jump after the ball. He attempts to get the ball with an underhand receive, but it swerves at the last second and hits him in the forearm instead, bouncing off of the court. You doing okay, Renpai? You doing all right? Music cutting in and out. Okay. What? That guy can do a jump float now? What? Okay. That is so annoying. Shuichi gives the player that missed the ball a pat on the back. Play resumes with the deer once again, tossing the ball into the air. Will it be a floater again? This time the ball is hit with tons of momentum, making making a loud sound that echoes through the court. It flies like a bullet towards the other side. Excuse me. Well, let's do this. Maybe that'll help the game run a little better. At least one good thing can be said of Shuichi's ridiculous training routine. He practiced this jump serve so many times against his teammates that they've grown used to fastballs. In an instant, a player dashed towards the ball, making a clean contact with it and sending the ball to the setter position. Nice! Shuichi jumps to make fast contact with the ball. His form is so clean that I can't tell at all where he's going to send it. He tosses the ball behind him to the spiker directly next to him. The spiked ball collides against the tip of the opposing blocker's fingers. It flies into the opponent's court. Because of the decrease in momentum, they are able to receive it clearly. Continuing the rally. Their setter isn't as impressive as Shuichi. His tosses aren't as accurate, and I think that he either doesn't like to or doesn't know how to do jump tosses consistently. Let me reduce the volume just a little bit. He definitely doesn't call as much attention as Shuichi does. Both teams continue to connect the ball and keep the rally going. So far, it seems they're neck and neck. Shuichi organizes better attacks so our team's offensive power is higher, but Shirayama has better blockers and are capable of keeping us from scoring the point. Right from the start of the match, the game is close. Another ball is received cleanly, and sent right back to Shuichi. So far, he's been doing a good job of disrupting the ball. Back attacks, quick attacks. He's used every single one of his spiker at one point or another, and made a good job of giving them good passes. Then, to our surprise, instead of tossing the ball, Shuichi hands meet it just above the net and lightly pushes it into the other team's side. Caught by surprise, the ball falls behind the blocker, and their defenders can't save it. Wow, Shuichi isn't usually the type to go for a dunk attack. After that loss last year, he said something about increasing his offensive skill set. I guess this is what he meant by it. Because, because the serve that blows your arm off clearly wasn't enough, right?
Haruki-san hasn't really done much so far.
Oh yeah, that's true. Shuichi hasn't tossed him to him much yet, even though the guy's at the net. Shuichi isn't that kind that trusts in his instincts. He tends to avoid making plays that he hasn't practiced tons of times before. He's probably avoiding Haruki since he doesn't have much experience with him. And just then, a ball is tossed to Haruki, and the wolf leaps, spiking it at an insane inner angle to allow the ball to fly right past the blockers. Whoa, what a crazy spike. Either that was a fluke, or that guy really is crazy good. Right now, I think it's both. The match continues at a high pace the whole time. Even though last year our team got almost completely shafted, this time they're managing to hold up much better. A lot of it comes down to our offense. With our team constantly hammering away at them, it takes everything they've got just to hold up. They're having a hard time mounting an offensive because of it. Still, the score is incredibly close. Shirayama is leading by 18-16. Man, our team is doing well, but they can't seem to pull ahead. Shirayama's well known for having one of the best defenses in the country, with strong receivers and blockers, and getting past that is no easy feat. But that makes the match drag on forever. It's so annoying to watch. How do they even have the stamina to play a full match like that? Just because they specialize in defense, it doesn't mean they don't have good offense. My guess is that they're always aimed to end the match quickly by shutting out the other team's spikers. Since they're not being able to do that here, all they can do is get a lot of one touches and receives. Yeah, receives. Okay. The match ends up dragging because of it. So you're saying that they aren't the ones making the match drag. We are. Pretty much. They want to shut us out and score points with their blocks. It's it's because we're not letting them that the match is dragging. Our team's offense is good enough to avoid the wall shutout, but not good enough to consistently score points on top of it. Sounds like a headache. Even Shoichi serves that was scoring tons of points just yesterday is getting received consistently without many issues this time around. Shirayama might lack really strong players, but their foundation is really strong. They're not the kind of team that relies on a single player, which also means they're not the kind of team that you can shut down just by putting the pressure on one person. Our team also tries to be that, but because of the huge disparity between Shoichi's skill and that of the others, they can never really achieve that. When you think about it, Shirayama is a team with a lot of strong players that are all balanced around each other, not one standout. But our team is naturally incredibly unbalanced, and with Haruki in this match, the balance tips even further. Once the other team has clear targets to focus on, it becomes easier for them to shut them out.
They're trying to make Shuichi get a lot of the first touches.
If Shuichi can't toss, then our team loses most of its attack potential.
That's really annoying.
Aki clutches his fist around his arm, quivering. I can see how frustrating he is watching the match. The score is really close. The match really looks even. But despite that, I feel like they're slowly being strangled. Their blockers are zoning in on Haruki's faster and faster. A lot of the earlier points on our team came from his spikes, and now they're getting a lot of one-touches. Eventually, I feel like they're going to start shutting him off completely, and then he'll be out of options. The amount of pressure on those two must feel tremendous right now. Hang in there.
A block out!
Shuichi made a feint pretending to toss the ball to Haruki before sending a quick toss to the backliner spiker. The ball hit the tip of the blocker's fingers as they were falling to the ground and flew out of the court. 21-20. Whoever takes this first set will define the pace of the match. Losing the first set here would be a huge blow to their morale, especially considering the fact that that at the pace this match is going, having to play all 5 sets would probably exhaust them. This is one thing I never understood about volleyball. How can they jump around so much? Just watching them do it over and over, I already feel like my legs are on fire.
That's interesting. Shuichi's using Haruki-san more and more. You think he's getting used to him?
I think it's something like that. Different spikers have different preferences on how they want their tosses, and on the timing of their attacks. Shuichi's the type to always watch his team, so maybe he's figuring things out as he goes.
Although it can feel kind of creepy to be playing with someone that pays so much attention to you.
I think Hiroshiraha, as a practice partner, I can 100% confirm that. Hey, that was uncalled for. Ha, sorry.
Wow, Haruki-san is doing really well.
Yeah, he is. I was afraid he'd crumble once he started putting pressure on him, but he's dealing with it just fine. My only concern is that he doesn't mingle with the team at all during timeouts. He just sits at the corner, sipping his water. Well, Rome wasn't built in a day. Let's just be happy that he's not starting any fights.
He looks super pissed off, though. I can talk to him for a bit before the match. It looks like his brother is here to watch him today, so he's... so he said he's going to be on his best behavior.
Wait, when did you talk to him? Aki shrugs.
When you guys were talking to Shuichi outside the locker room, I saw Haruki going inside and talked to him for a bit.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I just thought that I could remind him again about just how excited I am for the match and how I hope he'll be able to work well with his team.
Aki imitates a high, squeaky, super excited voice. You two scare me with how few qualms you have about manipulating people. It's fun. It's nothing much.
Creepy.
Just then, Haruki spikes another ball. Every time he does, the sound that echoes through the court is deafeningly loud. But for the first time in the match, he gets completely blocked. Our team's libero tries to save the ball, but it smashes against the floor. 25-23. Damn, they took the first set.
But by Haruki-san blocking too, I hope he handles it with...
Shit! Just as Aki says these words, Haruki runs up to a nearby chair and kicks it over, startling everyone. His teammates run up and try to calm him down, but he seems to prefer just sulking on a corner. That's not good.
That guy has a really nasty temper, my god.
No kidding. I guess hoping everything went smoothly was a bit too optimistic. Come on, man. Keep that temper in check, just for this match.
I don't like how this match is going. I don't feel like Shirayama is just going to run away with it, but I'm afraid that if it drags too long, our team might lose their gas first.
It's not just that. Extreme exhaustion takes a really big toll on a person's mental condition. Our team isn't nearly as united as theirs. I'm afraid they would start fraying. Can we please stop saying such pessimistic things? I don't want to be thinking about all this right now. Sorry. Haruki spikes flies towards the high the high blocking wall as is and is immediately sent back to the ground. Even though the team was able to drag the match to the 5th set, it's becoming more and more apparent that they're struggling to keep up. Not only that, this is the 5th time Haruki gets blocked just during this set. It's plain to see that his play is deteriorating due to stress. 11-8. Do you think they can recover from this? They have to, right? They already managed to get all the way to the 5th set. They just need to reach 15 points. That's easier said than done. During the whole match, I've been watching Shoichi intently. I don't know why, but I feel like his spirit is breaking little by little. The accuracy of his tosses and the power of his serves hasn't diminished, but I feel like he's not making as many bold attacks anymore. The more cornered he feels, the more defensive he gets. And since their strong attacks were the only thing keeping Shirayama from going all out on their own offense, it's also making it harder and harder for them to defend. Shoichi. It's painful. Watching this match start to get painful. Even though they were trying so hard. Even though they were doing so well. They're on match point. Shochan. 14-10. No matter how much I try, that is not a lead I can imagine them recovering from. The other team's captain serves. Here he goes for a jump float again. The ball is shot, falling as soon as it passes the net. It goes for Shoichi. Was he targeting the setter position? Shochan. Shoichi lifts his arms to do an overhaul receive. At the last second, the ball curves again. Shoichi attempts to receive the ball, makes it fly right into the net in front of him. Haruki, who was standing right next to Shoichi, lunges at the ball in an attempt to save it. But it hits the floor before the wolf could reach. They all stare at the ball as it rolls away, silently in shock. The crowd erupts in cheers. Of course, for them, this was nothing more than a really close, exciting match. They don't feel the same as we do. And I can't imagine we can feel the same way as the players do. The players all line up in silence. Thank you all for your support. The team walks up to the bleachers, shouting their gratitudes to those who came to watch. And just sounds wrong. Hearing them all say things like, with such sad faces on their face. I can't take it. Let's go to the locker room. We should talk to Shoichi as soon as he gets out of the post-match meeting. Good idea. Shoichi. We wait around for quite a few minutes, hoping that Shoichi will eventually show up. We're not allowed inside the locker room because we're not competitors, so we have to wait out by the lobby. Once we see his teammates are starting to appear, we start looking for Shoichi. Haruki-san! He looks good in a uniform. We see Haruki walking side by side with a boy. A white wolf just like him, except he has bright blue eyes and a smile on his face. When Haruki notices us, he lets go of the boy's hand and gets down on his knees, give the boy a bill. Okay.
Taro. Yeah, Taro.
How did I do his voice before? I already forgot. Damn it. It's only been like half a week.
Taro. Why don't you go to the vending machine and get yourself a snack, okay? Big Bro has talked to a few friends.
Nichan, you don't have to treat me like a baby.
The boy looks at us for a few seconds, and his eyes land on Aki.
It's nice to meet you. Thank you for taking such good care of my brother. I'm sorry that he's so much trouble all the time.
The boy makes a reverence to us before turning to smile at Aki.
Taro.
Haruki calls his name again, this time more sternly. The boy shows his brother his tongue before running away towards the vending machine.
Ugh, he's a brat.
The wolf sighs, tired. For the first time, I actually feel like I can relate to him as a person.
So, what do you want? Come to rub salt on the wound.
You played really well, Haruki-san. Aki smiles mournfully at the wolf, trying to sound sympathetic.
Thanks, man. You're such a well-behaved kid. Wish my brother could be more like you. He's a real brat.
Yeah, little brothers always tend to be brats to their older brother. Believe me, it wouldn't change a thing. Did you see Shoichi? We were looking for him.
Yeah, he left a little bit before we did. Stayed around all smiles, helping console the other members. He looked like he didn't even care at all. Then he said he was going to the bathroom. I didn't see him after that.
So you don't know where he is?
I thought he was with you people. Did the fucker just come up with an excuse to ditch us? I knew he didn't really want to deal with all that sobbing.
He sighs, rubbing his forehead. He seems to be so tired that he can't even get properly mad.
Great. Urata's gone MIA.
So we just sit around until he gets back? Will you guys wait for me? Wait around for me? I'll be back in a bit. What? Where are you going?
To the bathroom. For real. I'll be waiting to go for a while now, and I can't hold it anymore.
Seriously, gross.
What? You pee too. Chill. Try not to take too long, okay? We don't know when Urata will show up.
Yeah, I know. I'll be quick. For some reason, I've had a feeling in my stomach that I should be around. That I should be here. As soon as Haruki said something about Shuichi being cheerful, I knew there was something wrong.
You?
Just as I thought I would. I find Shuichi sitting alone on the floor and hugging his knees, his eyes red and wet. Despite the lack of space, I sit next to him, silent. Once Shuichi realizes that I'm not going to say a word, he goes back to quietly sniffling. I thought I'd bear witness to Flowbone sobbing, but he seems to be controlling himself now that I'm here. Idiot.
Why? Why are you here?
We met with Haruki. He told us you left a while ago, to go to the bathroom of all places. He said you were smiling and encouraging your teammates. He said it looked like you didn't care. I know that couldn't be further from the truth, so I came here to look for you.
I see. Sorry to cause you so much trouble. I just want to be alone, so no one could see me looking so pitiful. I especially didn't want you to see me like this.
I wrap my arms around him, pulling his head towards me and nestling it against my shoulder. Don't be stupid, Sho. I'm your boyfriend now. I'm here for you, whatever you need. Whenever you need me. Then the dam breaks.
I really wanted to win.
I know.
I should have done better. I should have sent them better tosses. I should have scored more points with my serves. I should have been able to receive that last ball.
I'm sorry, Shoichi. You did the best you could. You can't blame yourself.
But I let them all down. They were counting on me, and I had so many mistakes. And now I'll never get to play with them again.
You didn't let anyone down. Stop saying that. You inspired everyone to keep going until the end. You can say you let them down. How can you say you let them down?
But
I gently lift his chin with my finger, planting a gentle kiss on his lips. I don't want to see you talking about yourself like that. I can't stand seeing you like that. Sho, you did the best you could. You did incredibly well. Surely you must know that.
But we lost.
You can't blame that on yourself. Weren't you the one who always said volleyball is a team sport? You can't win.
Yeah, you can't win or lose by yourself. Sho, please, don't treat yourself like this. None of your teammates think that way of you. Think that way of you at all. You fought to the end with everything you had. Can't you at least be satisfied with that?
No, I wanted to win with them. I wanted to keep playing with them. Keep playing volleyball.
Then why don't you?
I can't.
Yes, you can. You should do what you want, Shoichi. Stop worrying so much about what other people want you to do.
I'm sorry. I can't.
I kiss him once again, stroking his damp cheek with my fingers. I'm gonna keep doing this until you stop with this self-blaming and denial.
Are you trying to encourage me into continuing to do that?
Heh.
I don't want to quit you, but I have to. I promised my father I would stop after the inter-high. I have to study for college entrance exams.
Sho, you should stop doing whatever he wants you to do. You are your own person. You should do what you love. What does it matter if he doesn't approve of it? You're not gonna try to look at me in the eye and say you don't love volleyball, are you? I'm gonna smack you if you keep trying to do that.
I love volleyball. I never want to stop playing.
There you go.
But I can't go against what he wants you.
Sho.
Thank you, really. Thank you for being here for me. But it's not that easy. And by the way, Sho, I really like hearing you call me that. Please, do that more.
Shoichi cups my cheek with his hand, nuzzling his forehead against mine. Sho! I do as he asks me, prompting him to smile.
At least I have you here with me now. That's enough for me. I love you.
We continue to kiss for a few more minutes, with no more words said between us. I wish I could do more. Isn't there something I could do to help him? Unable to come up with an answer, we silently walked to join the others. Okay, I think I'll end the part here, so I'll see you around, everyone.